One sunny morning, Ms. Frizzle's class was buzzing with excitement. They were about to go on a field trip with their extraordinary teacher, Ms. Frizzle, and her amazing vehicle, the magic school bus. Today's adventure was all about water, and Ms. Frizzle had planned a trip to the Waterworks to show the kids how water travels from its source to their homes. "Everyone buckle up," Ms. Frizzle said with a mischievous grin. "We're going to dive into the water cycle." As soon as everyone was seated, Ms. Frizzle pressed a button, and the magic school bus transformed into a submarine. The bus shrank and zoomed into a nearby river. The kids peered out of the windows, marveling at the underwater world. "Look at all the fish," exclaimed Wanda. "And the plants," added Ralphie. "I never knew there was so much life in a river." Ms. Frizzle explained that rivers are teeming with life, and that the water they were seeing would eventually be processed and cleaned at the Waterworks facility. Suddenly, the bus was swept up in the current and headed towards a huge pipe. "Hold on tight," Ms. Frizzle called out. "We're entering the Waterworks." The bus traveled through the pipe and arrived at the intake station. The kids watched in awe as the water was filtered through screens to remove large debris. "Wow, so that's how they keep out the big stuff," said Arnold. Next, the bus moved to the coagulation and sedimentation tanks. Ms. Frizzle explained how chemicals were added to the water to make small particles stick together into larger clumps called flocks, which then settled at the bottom of the tank. "It's like a science experiment," said Dorothy Ann. The magic school bus continued its journey, stopping at the filtration tanks. Here, the water was filtered through layers of sand, gravel, and charcoal to remove even smaller particles. "This is where the magic happens," said Ms. Frizzle. "This step ensures the water is clear and clean." At the disinfection stage, the kids learned how chlorine was added to kill any remaining bacteria and germs, making the water safe to drink. The bus then moved to the storage tanks, where clean water was kept until it was needed. "Where does the water go now?" asked Carlos. Ms. Frizzle smiled. "It gets pumped through pipes to homes, schools, and businesses. Let's go see where it ends up." The bus transformed again, this time into a droplet of water, and the kids felt themselves being pumped through underground pipes. They emerged from a kitchen faucet, where a family was filling up a pitcher of water. The kids marveled at how the water had traveled all the way from the river to the tap. "I can't believe we drink the same water that comes from rivers and lakes," said Phoebe. Ms. Frizzle nodded. "That's why it's important to keep our water sources clean. Every drop of water goes through an amazing journey to get to us." As the bus returned to school and transformed back into its usual form, the kids couldn't stop talking about their incredible adventure. "Class, what did we learn today?" asked Ms. Frizzle. "We learned how water is cleaned and made safe to drink," said Keisha. "And how important it is to protect our water sources," added Tim. "Exactly," said Ms. Frizzle. "Remember, wherever there's water, there's life." "Now let's dive into our next lesson." The kids cheered, ready for their next adventure with Ms. Frizzle and the magic school bus. The end.